Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello. I hope my voice is not too loud. I had to reconfigure the sound because of the collab yesterday. How are you guys? Also, Shoke. Hi. Hi, everybody. Wait a bit. Okay. I am so laggy. Oh god, my PC is tragic. I tried to open the app that will allow me to make it so you guys can bonk me with water bottles when you redeem hydrate. I hope it works this time. It didn't work yesterday because I didn't know that the app is supposed to be open while you're streaming. So I hope this time if you use hydrate, you're gonna see me smacked by water bottles. I really hope so. It doesn't happen. Weird. I don't know how to make it, but I can make it manually. Like it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen from like the app without me clicking it, but this is supposed to happen actually. This is what is supposed to happen. But for some reason it's not working unless I click it, which is very annoying. Saj, I have to ask around to see how to make it work automatically. Yeah, it's aggressive. Yeah, I don't know why. It's not actual, like there is one 3D version, but even the 2D version is kind of making me very laggy. So yeah, but still, I am using the hydrate. Cheers, guys. Time for water. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't work. I'm gonna close the app because it's going to make me really laggy if I don't. And it's not working properly, so there is no point of it being open and eating of my dead CPU anyway. Yeah. Nice. How are you guys? How is life going? Yeah, Pilk batsu is today. I posted the picture on Twitter and then backed out because with Grim decided that our collab for Demon Slayer is gonna be next week. So we're gonna... Oh, yeah, you can watch the VOD later, either here or on YouTube. So, yeah, and also work sucks, yeah. Feel free to just cozy up, like if you can sit somewhere comfortable and just listen, because today we're gonna mainly read stuff from the visual novel and, you know, nothing very active, so to speak. It's nice to just sit down and relax. As I was saying, me and Grim decided to make the collab for Demon Slayer next week because Grim doesn't have a lot of time to actually rewatch Demon Slayer, and I need to see like I had watched till episode 12, so I have at least 12 more episodes, and I can't binge them for 2 days. It's just gonna be very uncomfortable. So that means that we have... Yeah, I mean, sleeping thanks to VTubers is kind of one of our unspoken powers. We make people sleep. Some people can't sleep even through VTubers who play very active and aggressive games. So I think it's just our when you become VTuber, you kinda start to emit energy for people sleeping. But yeah, that leaves Saturday free. So we're either gonna play Misao, which means more batsu. I'm gonna drink the Pilk in a second, by the way. I'm gonna post picture before and after on Twitter of the cup. I don't want to. Like, I had to go and buy a Coke because there is no Pepsi around where I live. I hate Coke. Like, I don't like how sweet it is. So for me, the bad part is not the milk, it's the sweetness. Like, no. By the way, did you saw the counter, guys? Pepsi. Yeah, it's like Pepsi is like a cola, but it's just less sweet. And I still don't like it though. I don't like. Yeah, Pepsi. Yep. So yeah, it's gonna be gross. Everything for chat, I suppose. I mean, I drink one specific energy drink, but it's not Red Bull because Red Bull is too strong for me. I drank like once and it made my heart palpitate. Like, that's the only energy drink in my life that ever made my heart palpitate. And it was the second. No, it's not Monster. Monster is too sweet for me. The second I drank Red Bull, like literally the next minute, my heart started pounding so strong in my chest. I felt very icky. And that's the only time it ever happened from energy drink, no matter how many energy drink I had drank. And there was period where I was drinking like 2 or 3 a day with coffee separately. So yeah, I mean, I love coffee and stuff like this. It's just specifically Red Bull that doesn't function well with me for some reason. But yeah, so if you type exclamation point question, you're gonna see what, like, the question of the day, which is like what you want to see on Saturday. I'm gonna also make it a poll on Twitter. You have to keep the question near the question mark. It's not gonna work otherwise. They should be without space between. Yep. Hey. So you're gonna be able to also vote for this on Discord and on Twitter to see what we're gonna play Saturday, since we're not gonna make the. Once the question is shown, there is a bit of like waiting time, so it's not spammed. So if somebody had shown the question, it's gonna need at least like, I think I made it 30 seconds or more. Yeah, I really hope Undertale works though, because if I don't make Undertale full screen, I probably won't be able to read it because of my eyesight. But the thing is, I won't be able to see my model or OBS or anything if I make the game full screen. And I'm not sure if my PC is gonna be able to run it full screen. So it's gonna be pretty much try and error to see if it works. I really hope it does. Maybe instead of having a moving, like my moving model, I'm gonna have PNG. Yeah, I probably am gonna watch. Yeah, literally scuff around and find out. I'm probably gonna watch your chat from my phone and gonna make myself PNG instead of 2D model, probably. Just to ensure that my PC can hold it. And anyways, when my OBS is kind of minimized, my model kind of stops moving to begin with, so maybe being PNG is good because I'm not gonna be able to move anyway, like because the game is gonna be over the OBS. It probably won't be able to detect me anyway, so maybe I'm gonna make it just PNG, sadly. But I really want to play it, so we're gonna see who votes and how many people vote for Undertale. We're gonna play Undertale next week for sure anyway, like I'm gonna try to play it next week. We just didn't know if we're gonna make the collab this week or not. But yeah, also, as I told you, next week is gonna be the celebration for half-year anniversary. I hope to see some of you guys there. I'm gonna attempt to sing. I really hope that you're gonna like it. I'm nervous. I don't want to disappoint. So yeah, probably it's not gonna be on 6 months anniversary. Technically it's tomorrow, 28th of July. On 5th of August we're gonna start the stream at our usual time. I'm gonna sing 5 or 6 songs, then I'm gonna chat a bit with you guys, and after that my friends will join for like group chat. You know, it's not gonna be anything fancy, mainly because I'm restricted because of my PC. I wish we could play like games with chat and stuff, but I can't make it happen because most of those games can't even run on my PC, let alone stream them. But I will gonna do my best to save up all the money that I can. So for the 1-year anniversary, we have proper PC and we can play games with you guys. But yeah, we're gonna have small karaoke, 5 or 6 songs. I am not sure. That's the point, because if I sing, I don't know if I can post it on YouTube. The recording probably is gonna be muted anyways, although I recorded myself, so I'm gonna have the original thing with all the sound, so I'm gonna see. But now that I'm affiliated, yeah, copyright. I mean, technically Twitch too, but Twitch automatically mutes your stuff that are copyrighted. I'm playing a bit of Russian roulette to see what's gonna happen. I hope I don't lose my affiliated, because one of the rules is not making karaoke. We're gonna see. In the worst case scenario, I'm gonna lose the VOD. Like, I'm gonna have to stream and bonk it the second I finish the stream, so they don't end up deleting my profile or banning me or anything. I just became affiliated. I don't want to like put things on. Thank you for the lurk. Put things on like oh, cooking dinner, nice. What you're gonna cook? But yeah, I don't want to put things on danger. Like, it took a while to reach where we are, so. Oh, rice and curry, that's nice. As I said, in the worst case scenario, the VOD will be just deleted the second we finish streaming. Sad, but that's the only way that I can prevent from anything shitty happening with my channel. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best to make proper karaoke, even if it's short. So yeah, I hope you're gonna enjoy it. Also, it's not gonna be only the stream, by the way. After the stream ends, the stream is gonna be around 3 hours. After the stream ends, when I got into music, I mean, technically from the time that I can hear, I like music from childhood, but when I actually got into music more was mid of my teens, I think. Like 13, 14, and from there I listened to music almost constantly. The type of music changed, like I got into more obscure stuff with time, and also more heavy stuff with time. I didn't like, for example, screamo before. Now I love songs that have that, especially Japanese songs that are like alternative metal and stuff like that. But singing, I went for I went on singing lessons for 1 month or 2 months. By obscure I mean stuff like wait, my brain is not braining, it's too hot in my room. Corpse, for example. Although people know Corpse, Corpse Husband, his music technically obscure. Yeah, indie stuff, small random people that I find recommended on Spotify and stuff like that. Like, I wasn't picky to begin with, but I just started listening to everything, no matter what it is. So yeah, I like stuff like that. But sometimes I like very much popular music too. Somebody could say that like I like popular stuff because I, for example, listen to Korean music, which is, you know, seen as kind of teen phase type of music. People think, oh, the girls are listening to K-pop. Yeah, which is absolutely stupid logic, by the way, since there are literally people in their 50s who listen to Korean music. But anyways, I am actually planning to have a full-on dedicated stream where we talk about music. Like, you guys share music, I share my journey with what music I had listened through the years, and like how I started, for example, mixing music, because, you know, I'm mixing music too, although it's very poorly still, and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna have one of those in the future too. I mean, why not? I'm kinda limited to working out because if I put too much pressure on my wrists, they start to inflame. I wouldn't say that I can mix, but I had done it because I didn't have the money to get a mixer for my first cover song. My first cover song was mixed by me, and that's why it's mixed so bad. Mixing is something I'm interested in, but like I had to learn the basics on the run just so I can make some sort of cover come out. And I was really pumped to make it. Like, the next two songs that I'm gonna cover have proper mixing because of the people that work with me are actually people that know how to mix. So yeah, I hope to get better at that someday too. But yeah, we're gonna have that. And about the half anniversary stream, after the stream ends, it's gonna be like 3 hour stream, around 3 hours, 2 hours and a half, 3 hours. After it ends on Discord, we're gonna watch a movie. I'm gonna suggest some movies to you guys, and you're gonna be able to decide which one. Anime movies, by the way. I think we're gonna watch action movies someday, but for now I'm sticking more to anime stuff. And mainly because I don't know how to hide my, like, the sites that I use for the actual movies often are on my language. I don't want to show it, and I don't know how to hide it, so we're gonna see about that. But yeah. So let me move ourselves. Oops, not this. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, my mouse is kind of lagging. Oh, Wolf Children is good suggestion. that's one of the movies that I was thinking about before. I am not very picky about movies, it's anime movies that is. I'm kinda iffy with action movies. Oh my god, my voice is disappearing, I need water. No need for hydrate regime because I actually have to drink water or my voice will disappear. Such movies, I mean not only such movies, if we talk about anime movies, such movies is actually a good way to explain it because I like romantic stuff and whatnot. But I also like psychological stuff. It really depends. Before I was kind of picky with what anime I watch and whatnot. Nowadays I just go with the flow, whatever I like. Of course you'd like romance. I mean, depends on the romance though. For actual movies with actors, the most I had watched action-based movies. I don't like rom-coms, they're very annoying to me. Especially rom-coms with like actual people. They're very annoying to me. Wolf Children, I mean, I wouldn't call Wolf Children sad, as in, it's more about people growing on their lives. But for example, Silent Voice is very sad because you know what happens there and how bad the two main characters end up to the point of trying to jump from stuff and end their lives because you know. Silent Voice. One of my favorite is The Garden of Words. Is people feel a bit iffy for that one because of the age gap of the characters, and I'm like, fuck you, the story is beautiful. Excuse me for 1 second, I have to get up and put my AC on because I'm dying. I hope you're not hearing a lot of noise because people are doing stuff around me, but I didn't want to postpone the stream just because people are doing stuff, since the best time for us apparently is around 2:30 p.m. EST, so I don't want to change that. As always, we talked almost 30 minutes before actually starting the game because that's how we roll on my channel apparently. I'm happy about that, by the way. Like, I like talking with you guys. Is it so loud? I'm really sorry. By the way, actually, I'm gonna stream at some point near construction site because near my apartment building there is like empty space and people are gonna start building actual like apartment building near mine very soon, and then I literally am gonna live near a construction site. It's gonna be horrible, especially considering that I sleep daytime, but with that thing I'm not gonna be able to sleep daytime, so I'm gonna be perpetually with like 2 to 3 hours of sleep for like the next 2 years. Gonna be fun. They were delaying that. I like being awake at night. I feel much better. Like daytime literally makes me feel so tired and sluggish, and I'm not myself daytime. Sometimes like it's such a big difference between how I feel around nighttime and how I feel daytime. So my sleeping schedule is reversed. I go to sleep at 6 or 7 a.m. and sleep around till 1 or 2 p.m. most of the time. I imagine people starting making like the construction things at like 9 a.m. I sound emo, and just because my model is like blue and pink and everything doesn't mean that I'm not emo. I like many messed up movies and stories, so that's another thing. Bro is not basically. I'm literally night owl. I'm not a goblin, I'm wolf. I am wolf. Also, I'm still losing my voice despite having to read. Let me move myself a bit. Really, I don't want to get, like, I don't want to eat from the screen as much. But yeah. Let me show my mouse for you guys and start the game before I actually fully lose my voice. You guys, I know that I have very, like, sometimes my pronunciation is, I'm wolf, I'm trying to pronounce it correctly. I'm sorry. It's really annoying because I think I force myself to overly enunciate stuff just in case. People really think that I'm cute, I don't know why. Oof. Your cubs, my boy. Your cubs. I finally found a name for you guys. Your cubs. Although I prefer to call you my children, but cubs is also cute. I like calling you guys cute stuff. Come on, I'm trying to do something. Yay! We are supposed to have, yep. Okay. Wait, is it visible? Yeah, it's supposed to be visible. Nah, I like actual cute stuff. I mean, some of you call me grandpa, so that's a thing that happens. By the way, I forgot that I have to actually make that challenge thing batsu and drink Pilk. Let's finish that thing and then start the game. Okay. Just so you know that I'm holding the thing. This is my my ring clicking with the cup. What even people energy means? Many people use that for different Vtubers and I never knew what that actually means. 3, 2, 1. It's actually not as bad as I thought it's gonna be. The milk makes it so it's not as sweet, which is my problem with cola. This is I don't like this. Fuck, that's so bad. The second one is disgusting, like the second sip, and I'm having small sips. And this thing is like, you know, the cups I used yesterday for the drinking stream. I have to drink 1 full cup of this thing. They're like alcohol cups made for like vodka and stuff. Oh, that's so bad. Fuck. So I have grandpa energy. I mean, I'm happy about that. I prefer having grandpa energy than anything else. I'm not gonna drink it at one, like, on one big sip, because I literally think that I'm gonna get sick if I drink it too fast. So I'm just gonna single dad energy. What the hell is that supposed to mean? How you get single dad energy? I think what I'm gonna do is during this stream, like during the whole stream, I'm just gonna have small sips from this, and yeah, and gonna take like picture after that too, because I took one with the Pilk in it, and I'm gonna take another one after and post them after the stream. It's not as bad as I thought it's gonna be, and I think the reason it's not as bad as I thought it's gonna be is because the sugar. Yeah, I have water for the water redeems and my voice anyway, so don't worry about it. That's so much sugar too. Why? I don't like how sweet cola is. It's so fucking sweet. Okay, let's start the game actually, because we are like 30 minutes in as always. I'm gonna make the sound. Yeah, cola is too sweet for me. Tell me guys if this is good for the game sound. If I have to change it, make it louder or quieter. We are not gonna play a lot, as in I think I'm just gonna try to read to the point where the actual wedding is starting. And yeah, we're gonna have the final stream with just the wedding, because I really wanted to separate them. I really wanted the last stream of this game to be like the wedding ceremony itself, but the last time I didn't have the voice to read through all the meetings for the wedding, sadly. And as you can hear, my voice is already dying today. I don't know why. It's not that I'm not used to talking with you guys, but I think nowadays, since you're more active in chat, we talk more, so my voice is like, fuck you. You're supposed to be Vtuber, but I'm gonna make it hard for you. But yeah. Let me put you guys up. Baxter doesn't have glasses though. Cove have glasses. I have... my glasses are a bit like Cove's, but I don't have the lower part. The lower part on my glasses are like strings. Like you just see the glass without anything below. Yeah, Baxter is the suit guy. But yeah. By the way, today I'm planning to raid you guys to somebody I don't know. I just want to find somebody who is playing the same game, hopefully, and just raid them. Let me open this. Start reading. I have to move myself a bit to the side to see you guys. Okay. Like nerd voice? I mean, I don't know. How is that even supposed to sound? I'm gonna attempt to do one thing, but it's very like taking the piece out of the, you know, the meme. I'm so shy when I try to do stuff like this.
Actually, I wanted to say that this is a very important thing for me, you know?
I don't know how that sounded. I hope it sounded how you expected it to sound. Why the emoji? Why? Oh. Was it accurate for what you wanted to hear? I think it's because my voice is very, like, high-pitched to begin with. Like, I don't think that I can truly sound annoying. Oh my god, please no! Fuck that. No. I prefer to sound like the Nurch meme rather than Velma, bruh. I think it's because you don't see image, you just hear my voice. If you have the typical meme images for the nerd guy, it's gonna sound a bit less cute and more annoying because you're gonna hear the voice from the proper face. But yeah. Let me start reading before my voice actually really dies. Oh, wow. I wish I sounded like Sasuke in general, because I don't like the fact that I have really feminine voice. Okay, let me start reading. Hope you guys have fun time listening. Of course, I'm gonna look at chat too. And yeah, after almost 40 minutes, we're finally starting. Let's have fun. A few light-hearted words were engaged as Baxter watched the two of you amusedly. Cole's mood was still shining, and Baxter could tell.
So?
I take it the cake design went well? Like a child who was excited to show their latest work of crayon art to their teacher, Cole shared the news with pure happiness. It's gonna be delicious. I am so pleased to hear that. What shall we be doing today? We have the last two things to do. I think the dancing stuff should be last. Yeah, the caterer should be next. Alright. Cole's bright enthusiasm was not surprise to you. Food always excited him. Baxter placed his hand on the arm of his chair and lightly tapped it with the tips of his fingers.
In that case...
That should be a nice time. I'll make sure you find the proper service to meet your needs, but don't worry. I won't get in the way of deciding any of the details for the menu. Thanks. I appreciate that. After that, the rest of the session circled around finding a specific catering company, and eventually you all agreed on one in particular. They were able to make arrangements with you right away. One phone call and you had scheduled a time to go over details in person. That included a meeting with the chef too. And, as an added bonus, this would have happened before your next appointment with Baxter. It was a relief knowing that the menu would be taken care of by the next time you saw him again. I mean, I think it's because I try to change my voice, which means that I have to make weird faces. One of the things that voice acting includes is trying to mimic what you're trying to say, because it helps sounding naturally. And so yeah. Also, my model gets kind of stiff when it's not directly on my screen, and in order to see you guys and see the game, I have to put myself at the side. Oh, when the voice actor, I mean, why not smile when... Until then, there wasn't much else to do. It was time to leave. I probably smile because I like the voice. Thanks again for your help.
See you.
It's my pleasure. Of course, I await your next visit. We'll be back soon. Bye. Baxter nodded with a genuine smile as he watched you head out of the door. Once you were outside of the offices, you noticed a little Pepinkov step. You were both in good spirits, chipping away at the wedding planning had a special way of doing that. On the scheduled appointment with the caretaker, you and Kov eagerly arrived at the location specified over the phone. You were led inside of the building, past the sitting room and directly into their commercial kitchen. It was still silver and so clean that it sparkled. That observation alleviated some worries right away. Next to you, Kov's eyes wandered the space with intrigue. Along the back wall, you spotted a woman at the sink, large enough to be an arm length deep. She looked over her shoulder and grinned proudly. Hold on, I'll be right here. She finished washing up and swiftly crossed the room, drying her hand on her apron. When she reached you and Kov, she gave a little bow. Hi, I'm the head chef and your caretaker, your caterer. I heard that you're getting married and are in need of sustenance for your friend and family. That's the weirdest way to say that you need food. Like, sustenance is very robotic way to say it. Also, I'm sorry that I'm so out of shape for reading. Yeah, we are. Well, I can assure you that you're come to the right place. We provide a full course meal with a menu tailored to your tastes and requirements. We'll also include all the plating, silverware, and glasses, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Why don't you introduce yourselves? A bit stunned by the speediness of the chef caterer, Kov took the opposite approach and slowly, awkwardly pointed to himself. I am Kov, the groom. I mean, Kov, both of us are grooms, but okay. Oh god. His face is so sad. Poor guy. And my name is Zero. I'm his partner. I love it. You can call me Rhonda. Okay. Hi, Rhonda. Hey, nice to meet you. Marvelous. Now, I have a little pamphlet that I'm gonna go grab. You can read it, leave it on the counter, use it as a coaster. It's okay. I'm gonna explain everything myself anyway. Think of it as an extra guide. Rhonda waved the idea of any formality with both hands as she also shrugged nonchalantly. Kov chuckled shyly, leaning towards you whilst she lightly jogged to the other side of the kitchen. She scooped up the 2 information sheets and came right back. Rhonda confidently stretched her arm out all the way to offer you each of a pamphlet. Both of you accepted one. Kov turned his around in his hand, inspecting it carefully. You studied the one in your hands too. Oh, that's actually so cute though. I like that they have like designs for stuff like this. It reminds me how they allowed us to decide how our teen room is gonna look like. Oh Jesus. The Pilk is horrible, I swear to God. I'm using it as a way to help my voice and because it's getting really dry really fast, but I have to drink that thing anyways, but jeez. I swear, I hate how sweet this thing is. I don't hate the milk taste. Actually, the taste of milk is not bad, but the sugar is horrendous. I wish my model was more expressive because the disgust in my face. Use lemon. Imagine that! Ugh. It's gonna get even worse. Well, now that I've remembered that, we can get into the nitty-gritty. Let's shop talk the menu. You can choose to have a single menu that's consistent across the board. Easy peasy. Or we can do two fully separate types of menus based on different dietary needs. I thought that you mean me to use the lemon juice with the Pilk, and that's why I react like this. Guests could choose between them, and we'll prepare as much as both is needed. And it particularly goes without saying, but we'll be able to accommodate individual plate changes if any comes up. For example, a situation where just one or two people need some specific elements left out, we can work with that without needing to make another full selection for it. So, what kind of menu did you two have in mind? I think one of our friends is vegetarian, but I don't remember who, so we need a menu that allows vegetarian portions and stuff. I just don't remember who it was. No, actually, our sister is, I think, and then there was another person. I think it's Terry, but I may be wrong. I mean, technically it should be one with full scale exclusions for taste and languages. What that even mean? Does that this one means that they're gonna base it on the people? I think we should choose that. I think. I'm not sure though. I mean, technically it's not a bad idea. When I was a child, I ate more meat than I eat nowadays. Like, I'm not gonna feel like I miss something if I don't eat meat. And the only time I eat it is like in sandwiches when there is like ham or something. Oh, it's horrible. Oh my god, puke is horrible. I prefer to have to say something cringe than drink another cup of that thing ever again. I think this is the correct answer. I hope so. Technically there is not wrong answer in this story, but you know. No problem. The chef pulled out a notepad and pen. She listened closely as you explained the types of foods you like to be excluded based on the individual needs of your group. I mean, if that menu excludes stuff based on people, we don't need second one. You are confident that your friends and family were in for a delicious surprise. Turning to cough, you checked to see if he had options on the menu. How does that sound? I am thinking that we have a good plan going. Great. That's the biggie already done then. Let's keep the ball rolling. Yes, please. At the minimum, there's gonna be a main entry in our service, so that's one course automatically. And if you're having a cake or another dessert, that will be technically another course for your guests. I mean, we have cake, but we have company that's making the cake, so technically it's not the same people. Although that doesn't count as one of the portions that we offer here. I can go up to 6 courses. The dinner as many as 5 additional portions. So we're looking at salad, soup, a hot appetizer and cold appetizer, and or a plate of cleanser. But you know how big you want the service to be? I never understood when people make like events and they have way too much food that ends up being thrown off. Like, people don't have food. Please don't waste food. You know. Yeah, I think that 3 is enough, like salad, soup or something like appetizer or whatnot. And then dessert. Yeah, 4 is call a salad, you. That sounds really good. Bright and contemplating the possible combinations with the 3 courses, he picked up the pamphlet again. He really did want at least one of those other options. 3 course then, eh? Sounds like it. Do you know what you like for it? I want one of them to be a soup. I mean, his hair looks very pretty and very cute. He wants soup, so we're gonna have soup. Sure, I'm gonna say no to soup. I'm not gonna say no to soup. Okay, we have an entry and a soup agreed on. Yep. The chef glanced up for her notepad. She twirled the pen with her fingertips in anticipation. His hair looks like cotton candy. It's coming along nicely so far. What else were you thinking? I mean, if we have a soup, I think we have to have a salad, like a salad, a soup, and like main dish, and we have like a cake with ice cream that we agreed on from the other place, so that's gonna be fine, I think. It's so funny, this game, no joke, is learning, or more like is teaching you how to actually prepare for big event, which is kind of funny. As somebody who never prepared something like that, this is oddly educational. Liquid appetizer, that sounds horrific. Let me drink water because my voice is dying. I think it's because of the alcohol yesterday. Nah. Wait for me to have proper PC. You're gonna see that I can't be really unhinged. Currently the games kinda save you guys from me being as unhinged as I would be in general. I really want someday to play Fall Guys. That's gonna be fun stream. But yeah, I think because of the alcohol yesterday, my voice is very much dead today. I'm just louder than I'm in general. I mean, I can't put it on and off. The thing with me is that I can't fake stuff, which is why I'm basically myself on stream. You just hear and see me how I am. But the thing is, if I don't have to worry about my PC and whatnot, I'm just gonna play games that allow me to be more loud and whatnot. Although some of the games I'm gonna play are still gonna be visual novels, like Danganronpa and stuff like this, like Persona, mainly anime-based visual novels, but you know, they combine like game and puzzles and like fight and whatnot. And of course I'm gonna destroy you guys with me playing Genshin for hours on end, because the day I have proper PC, one of the first games I'm gonna play is gonna be Genshin. But yeah, again, I'm really sorry for Weeb Zero. I don't like the word weeb because it's used actually as a way to say that the person is not like the person is not respecting the culture. Otaku is the better version, because even though for Japanese people both mean something negative, for foreigners otaku is more positive one. But I'm not gonna lie, I like different stuff like that. And given that I end up being VTuber, I think is a big show of how much I like stuff like that. But yeah, again, I'm really sorry that my voice is so out of whack today. And that's why the party is gonna be only till the wedding. Yeah. The reason I became VTuber is because I watched VTubers and they inspired me that I can start doing it myself. So, perfection. That will be tasty. Oh, and how much heat are you expecting for the dishes? We can keep it all very mid, or we can easily push the spice level up. I like spicy things, but with time I got less and less capable of holding to spice. One of the streams that I wanna do someday is eat the spicy noodles, the Korean ones, bodak. They're very, very, very spicy. I want to make a stream where I eat them, and we can talk about stuff. For example, based on like chat redeems, you can demand from me to put more spice and stuff like that. I want to do something like that too. After that, for sure, my voice were gonna be dead though. Yeah, I want Cove to answer because I don't remember if he liked spice or not. Cove met your eyes, and you could tell that he was mulling over the same problem, and then you caught a light bulb moment in the way that he brightened. How about we keep the meals milled, and we put out sauce and stuff on the table so people can adjust the food for their preferences. Is that possible? Yeah, of course we can do that. That's a perfect idea. Cove's suggestion makes sense, but his cheeks still reddened from your compliment, and that only made you grin wider. I mean, yeah, it for sure does also, I think also shows that, yeah, that was kind of, I don't have actually delay on my side. My frame rate and stuff is, everything is on time, so I think it's just Twitch being Twitch. Time for another sip of Pilk. I hate how sweet this thing is, my god. Yeah, don't judge books by its cover. I'm sorry that I make these sounds, but that's so bad. I don't like this at all. I hate it. It's just different way of doing stuff. I would have never been entertainer if like I don't know. I didn't expect to like being VTuber as much as I liked it, because I decided to start because I was inspired from other people and everything, but didn't expect that I'm actually gonna be able to stick with it for so long and I'm gonna actually like it, especially because I'm quiet outside of streaming. I don't like to talk to people, even people that are close to me. I just don't talk a lot with them. I have one person IRL that we meet, and we meet each other each 2 or 3 months and talk for like 3 to 4 hours, and that's it. We don't even chat online. So I didn't expect to actually enjoy being VTuber, but I enjoy it, and I have many plans that I want to do many stuff that are way more entertaining than what is currently happening. Just I need better PC, which is the biggest thing. Like, I can run with my current model for as long as it's needed. I like it. Yeah, apparently I'm great socializing online. I think that I talk too much actually, especially when I'm in collabs. But that's because like one of my mental stuff is that I accidentally talk over people without wanting. I don't know why I do this, but it's very annoying and I feel very bad. But people that know me realize that I don't do it on purpose, so that they don't mind. You can see that in every collab I do. It's just my brain working faster than my actions. So I say and do something and then I'm like, fuck. But yeah. And the chef backtracked to her notes for a second. She thought over everything that you all had discussed until she could pin down exactly what was slipping her mind. What about the drinks? Are we just water please party, a coffee and a tea group? Or hard drinks? There's always at least going to be water even if you have other options, so don't worry about that. Not that I secret extrovert. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I prefer to not talk with people outside of internet anyway, so yeah. I think it's just because I don't have to pretend to be more mature than I am online because of my age. If you had heard yesterday during our drinking collab with Grim, me and Grim are one of the oldest of our group. Most of the rest are like 18 or 20 years old. Like, compared to me and Grim, they're literally kids. One of the reasons why I just like calling people kids is because even if we, for some reason, some of you guys are older, just feel many people as my children. It's a very weird mental thing. But I like your actual name currently, Cubs. Yeah. So, I'd like there to be. So, we're gonna have drinks. We're gonna have drinks. Like, they gonna give us water anyway. But I don't remember what Cove liked. I don't think we have ever talked about it. I don't like juice. It's gonna be night time, so there's no point to having coffee. For like wedding, I think wine is the most logical thing, but at the same time I want to ask Cove. Because Cove is autistic, by the way. which sometimes include that people can't drink or eat some stuff because they're very disgusting for them. And I want him to feel comfortable on his wedding. So, yeah, I also think wine, but the smartest move is to ask what Cove wants because I don't have idea what he wants. So we're gonna ask Cove. But yeah, the most logical thing is wine. Especially giving the general stuff that they serve as main courses for events to begin with. Most of them go with wine the best. Yeah, Cove is autistic. When we grew up from teens, when we grew up from teens to adults, he was diagnosed with autism. So yeah, which by the way you could tell from his childhood, like there is something a bit different. But the only reason I could tell is because I actually do some of the things that he does. So yeah, I am actually very happy that they made that as a representation. Like they also, like Terry and Miranda, if you remember, Terry and Miranda are our friends from our teens. I wouldn't say symptoms, but just the way he acts, he's less social. He has very set on interests on several things and doesn't move from them for years. Like his love for the ocean and whatnot, and the fact that he ended up being like I am not diagnosed, but there is big possibility that I am either autistic or with ADHD, but I would never know because I am adult and here things are way too complicated to deal with. I just don't have the patience or the money to deal with all that. But I had, especially as kid and as teen, many of the things I did and whatnot correspond to somebody who either has autism or ADHD. You're just not gonna know. I am like, I have bachelor degree for special education, which is teachers that help kids with different disabilities. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Especially because in my case, I just learned how to function like normal, like without being uncomfortable. So it's a spectrum after all. Yeah, I think that the only thing that was problematic in my case was that it took me ages to be able to talk to people. Like I was hiding behind my parents and not able to watch people in the eyes till I was like the end of 9th grade, which is pretty telling, I would say. But yeah, I just like this game because it represents like LGBTQ people and people with disabilities a lot. Our friend Terry ended up coming out as trans and went to transition the same time frame where they found out that Cove is autistic. So Terry now uses he/him pronouns. Not only I generally I like seeing people being included even if I am not one of the people that are represented. Like next year is gonna come out a manga that's not manga but adaptation of manga where the main character is a girl with hearing problems. She's using only sign language. So that made me very happy, and I don't have hearing problems at all. I in fact have a bit better hearing than most people, especially for music. I just like seeing people being shown and represented. But yeah, that's why we're gonna play the second game of this series when our life ends. Whatever Cove wants. Bashful over your directness, Cove softly offered his suggestion. We have some fruit juice options there along with the water? Definitely, he beamed. You'd do nearly anything to keep putting that light on his face. Okay, so we can choose more than one. I thought that we're gonna have only one option except the water that's given to us to begin with. So gonna have with wine. He apparently likes juices. I don't like juice at all because it's very sweet. So we're gonna wine. And I think this is gonna be. I think we covered it. There's nothing else I'd want to add. We'll make it happen. So, that's the menu type. Meal scale, spice level, and beverage basics. Pleased, Rhonda rolled her sleeves up. Her gaze fell on Young Cove with a new determined gleam. Let's go deeper. Cove smiled nervously at the chef's intensity, but he didn't wilt completely. He had a sneaking suspicion his remaining strength came from the topic still being about food. See, that's one of the things, the fact that he really dislikes new situations and feels uncomfortable. During our gameplay the past 5 months, many times I was the person who talked for him about stuff because I knew that he feels uncomfortable. So yeah, I really love him. He is such a sweet cutie pie. Very tall, sweet cutie pie. He is so tall. If me and Cove sat near each other like IRL, the difference would be like 40 centimeters or something. I think that he's 180, I think, and I'm 150. Of course you're gonna be invited. You know how I imagine you guys, like small fluff balls? If you had watched Ike from Nijisanji, children are made like small fluff balls. I imagine you like this, with humongous eyes and very squeaky voices. I'm garden gnome. What? I'm garden gnome. Good to know. Oh god. The conversation continued from there. It dug into specifics such as the main protein and side ingredients, the style of cuisine the foods would be based on, and so on and on and on. It took a fair bit of time, but eventually a final selection was arranged. You couldn't get over how delicious everything sounded the longer the conversation went. Quildrons. I'm not gonna steal his name, but I like the design, and I imagine you guys the similar way because the fact that I call you children a lot. By the end, Cove appeared just as relieved as excited as you were about the food. But most of all, you were so grateful to have a set menu plan for the wedding. Rhonda, however, hadn't slowed down at all. I see that you're both sitting down for a rest, but just hang on and stay with me a little longer. We're not done yet. It's because channel points are like 220 for 1 hour of stream, and if you had stayed before, some people collect them faster when they're subscribed, because subscribers get 1.2 faster collection. Too much chatting is not a thing that happens. Like, thanks to you guys chatting in chat, I became affiliated. That was one of the requirements. It's my fault if I stop too much, but one of my favorite things is chatting with my chat, so if people don't like this type of streams, they just not gonna watch. Yeah, one of the requirements is chat being active, and the reason it took me 6 months to become affiliated is because most of the time chat was not active. People were watching, they just didn't speak on chat. And then suddenly many people joined and started chatting. Oh god, I hate this. I took another sip of Pilk. I really dislike this thing. I have more, like I have around 2 big gulps more before I end this thing and end my suffering. Yeah, strong chat. Oh, there's something else? Yeah, and it's called presentation. We can do all levels of flair for your meal. Were you picturing a plain Jane approach or something more holy-toly? Her way of speaking is so funny. I don't have very specific wants for the presentation. Like it's, yeah, I like some care to be put in the presentation, but I don't want over-the-top stuff since we first are going to be in semi-casual clothes to begin with. Like the whole event is. Thank you for the posture check. Oh, thank you very much. It was actually needed. I don't do that a lot. One of my things is that I have horrendous posture check. So I think it's gonna go with this one. Yeah, it would be kinda nice if it felt special for that day of all times. That worked for us. So, as I started to talk about way back when we proved the plates and utensils and such. Our plates are white, but they can be completely plain or have a little swirly details around the edges. What do you think on that? Before you or Kov could ever consider giving an answer, she held both her hands up top so that stopped that and stole a glance over the shoulder. What you have? Oh, it looks like a zero. I mean, yeah, people's posture is often bad. It's almost surprising to see somebody who is walking with what's considered the correct way of doing it. People who engage in sports have better posture because in order to make the moves correctly, you have to have correct posture to begin with. Ah, wait, give me another sec. I'll grab some stacks. You should see before choosing anything. Again, without leaving a window to say anything in response, Rhonda darted off deeper into the kitchen. Kov stared at her as he went. His expression was deadpan. You can't pick the plates. Poor guy. Yep, nodded casually. I expected he. Look at his deadpan expression, it's so cute. An abrupt quattering came from the direction she disappeared down, and a moment later, your caterer had reappeared. She kept her word and had piles of plates balanced in each of her hands. She stepped up to a clear counter space. Rhonda spoke cheerily, almost musically, while laying out the first set of plates and some forks to go with them. Perhaps so you knew for sure what they'd look like together. There is the white. Kov looked on distantly, but you leaned forward to properly scrutinize the pure white dinner plates. And there is the swirl. And sitting down postures are always weird, don't worry about it. Also, you work out as nice. Now, what are you thinking? I think the ones with the details are better. The white are too... Yeah, the swirly ones. Got it. Thanks for humoring me. And now you can breathe. We're done. Rhonda laughed happily as she closed her notepad and put it aside. Okay, cool. I'm glad we have that worked out. Thank you very much, Rhonda. I mean, he's a swimmer. He swims a lot. He is my brain is fogging. Common brain function. He's a surfer. He's a surfer guy from his childhood, so it kinda comes with. He's tall, very very tall, but well built. Yeah. Thanks so much. It's my pleasure. We're looking forward to knocking out your socks off. It will be 3-course special requirements, mild meal that your guest will be talking about for years to come. I promise. Neat. One was quick question. Sure thing. How do we get out of here again? Oh my god, he's so cute. Stuck in the abyss, but like stuck in the kitchen. Rhonda clapped her hands and let out a deep laugh. Cold face reddened with embarrassment. Go down the hall and take a left to another hall, then a right, and then you'll find the exit. It was so nice to meet you too. Thanks again. After that, you and Cove left the kitchen and made it out of the building in one piece following Rhonda's instructions. You both returned to the car with a vigor in your strides. I think that he's more like a agile guy rather than like muscular guy. Need water, my voice is absolutely dying. By the way, did you saw chat? Did you saw break? Because there are supposed to be ads, but on my side I never see them, so I have no fucking idea what's happening. Weird. I really have to check to see what's supposed to happen. I think it's maybe because of where I am. I have to check again. I'm very new to being affiliated, so most of the things are like uneducated guesses of what's gonna happen. It was amazing to get such a nice meal arranged and exactly the way that you both wanted it to be. The futon was definitely something you were going to be daydreaming about from now until the big day. When you arrived at the office again, Baxter was already comfortably seated and scanning over his notebook. He glanced up from it and the sound of the door opening.
Hello, folks.
Welcome back. What's on the menu? Baxter smirked, but Cove answered with a complete earnestness. We're getting a special requirements menu. See, that's what I mean. He understands things directly. Delicious. What shall we be doing today? The only thing that's left is the dancing lessons, which I kinda don't want to do.
Exciting.
Oh? You want to get started on that? Exciting. Baxter gestured down to the other door in the space, rolling his wrist to point with the whole hand in an extravagant gesture. There's a room here in the building you can use for dance lessons. I'll need to schedule it, of course. We'd need to be certain there wouldn't be any conflicts. If you could wait a moment, please. Nay, lessons. I think actually Baxter's the one who's gonna teach us dancing, which is kind of funny. Because given that he was flirting before with Cove and now he's going to have to dance with him That's funny. He pulled out his phone and swapped his finger a few times. His brow furrowed as he checked some sort of a calendar. He tapped something with a flourish and looked up with a green cough watch with the open and sneeze. Coven and I can attend lessons in the afternoon, then Zero, we can have the evening. I believe I can. As it was in as early as tomorrow for the first sessions. Happily, there is enough vacancy in the event room for the individual lessons. One-on-one lessons are ideal for this. Every person is at their own level and will need guidance with the different aspects. I can get everything arranged today if that works for you. Kov nodded seriously. There was no hesitation coming from his corner, despite his jitteriness. Let's do it. Oh god, chat. You should call Van Baxter a pleased thumbs up. Yeah, that's good. Baxter placed the phone down to clap his hands together. His enthusiasm was hard to miss.
Excellent.
Excellent. I'll make it happen. And he did. Baxter made the necessary arrangements right afterwards. He asked for your input occasionally and finalized the times. He planned each detail out exactly. Any specific idea that called for you had was jotted down and added to the considerations. What kind of music you're thinking of? Would you rather go with something fast or something slow? It doesn't have to be a ballroom staples. I'm more varied than that. It's so funny that he actually is gonna be the one who's gonna teach us dance. What the fuck? A recent wedding I planned went with classical music for the first half and then early 2010s dance music for the last half. There's nothing wrong answering to this. Yeah, the smug. Kov shrugged and left space for you to answer. Imagine video game soundtracks, but I actually think classical music. I kinda see it giving the rest of the wedding like stuff are white, we're outside, you know, it's kinda romantic vibes, so classical music sound fine. You felt they were classic for a reason, and they would lend themselves well to dancing together. Baxter nodded approvingly. Cole was even more supportive of your recommendation. Cool. I think I can guess some of the songs you're hoping for.
Absolutely.
Of course, and speaking of, let's chat about particular tracks. After continuing to discuss music selections for a while, your office time with Baxter finished and it was time to leave for the day. Goodbyes were said, knowing that the separation would last long. Tomorrow wasn't far. The hours passed by quickly. It feels like a blink by the time the session rolled around. A bit after lunch, you drove Cove over to his first solo dance lesson with Baxter. He was definitely nervous on the drive there. Despite his usual anxiousness, he insisted that he wanted to do the lesson on his own. He would show you his moves after he practiced. Mario soundtracks. Actually, if you think about it, some of the newer editions of the games like Zelda, the last two games of Zelda, because of the way the games are, they have very chill soundtrack that can go. Yeah, that's big ass car. You wished Kov luck and dropped him off, hoping he had a good time. You drove off as soon as he has disappeared into the building. The plan was to run an errand until it was time to pick him back up. You had heard about a new store that had opened recently. It was close enough that you decided to check it out and see if they had anything worth getting. Unfortunately, the store didn't have a good selection compared to other options, but you stout in the snack selection. You debated buying something in order to not leave empty-handed. This is so me, by the way. If I enter a place and turns out I don't like anything to buy, I just get something small, just so I don't have to get out without anything. Time for another sip of Pilk. When you get larger gulps of it, it tastes horrible. The smaller ones are tolerable, but the big ones are so bad. I think I have one more gulp and it's gonna be done, which is good for me. Oh, it tastes so bad. Yeah. I'm just not gonna get anything because I don't want to just get. Nothing stood out to you, so you simply left. Another store that you knew would have what you needed was a minute away. A short drive later, and you were on your way to finish your errands. It was nice to keep busy while waiting for Cove. When the time came, you drove the car up to the front of the building, stopping where Cove stood on the sidewalk. Cove greeted you with a smile and hopped into the car. He closed the door behind him and buckled his seatbelt with a click. How'd it go? Cove shifted in his seat while rubbing the back of his neck. It was awkward, as you probably guessed, but not that bad. He brightened as he thought back. You listened to the how you even say that? Yeah, I like these emotes. They are not based on my character, but they are very cute and are good for the time being, I would say. I listed the person that made them in my credit section. If you want to check them out, they have many more and good selection of them are for free. Vivastai? I can't say that word in his voice, even as you focused on driving through the parking lot. Baxter is kind of good guy, not a bad teacher. You pulled out from in front of the building and started making your way through the first intersection. Vivasti, then, or something. I'm really sorry. There are still words that I don't know how to pronounce even after years of speaking English. Vivasti. Okay, learned something new. Well, kind of a good guy wouldn't usually be considered high price. From Cove to Baxter, it wasn't too shabby. Baxter really must have done his best to put Cove at ease. Yeah, I'm feeling even better about all this stuff going forward. I'm glad. You finally pulled into a parking space and parked the car. You couldn't linger in the car too long given your own lesson. It was time to go. I'll see you later. Bye, I love you. I love you too. Cove leaned over and gave you a quick kiss. You beamed back at him. You left Cove with the car and walked with a bounce in your step to meet up with your wedding planner turned dance instructor. The door of the office building let you in after a firm yank. The air was cooler than what was outside. You followed Baxter directions from yesterday to navigate the White House halls and left past the fire extinguisher and then right at the first set of doors. You found a set of thick glass doors. You peered into a large event room. It had to be the place. Oh, look at this. This is so... Wow, okay. I need to drink water. I'm really glad that this part is near the end because my voice is really dead today. Yeah, the place is big, right? Yeah, fancy. I remember the girl from that game, Misfortune. When I see fancy, I only hear her voice in my head. You enter the space and notice the tower of chairs on the sides of the room. It was easy to imagine the room filled with crowd, but for now it had all been cleared for your private class. You walked across the empty tile floor to the counter at the back where Baxter was. He raised his head and waved you over, setting aside some notes he had been reading. I haven't played it, I had seen people play it though. I purposely didn't see the end. Thank you for following. I purposely didn't see the end of the game because I want to play it for you guys someday. So I had seen probably 2/3 of the game. When there are games that I like but I want to play for people when I have better PC, I just don't finish them. Yeah, several people from Niji. Also, I watched Show to play it. But I never watched the ending on purpose. I sat through like 2/3 of the game, I suppose, and then dipped out because I want to be able to play it and be at least somehow unaware of what's gonna happen. That's why one of the games I want to play for you guys later on is the cyborg one. Detroit Become Human, and I had seen probably like 1/3 of the game, I suppose. I purposely haven't seen the whole game. No, Cyberpunk is a good option too. I want to try Cyberpunk too, but you're gonna see how bad I am with cars in games. Detroit Become Human. I want to play the road where we like try to become as human as possible. Because like it's one I always watched people play it and I was like, I want him to be like very empathetic and everything and be very like sneaky about not sneaky about but sneaky around that woman that's I assume in his head as like the woman that's talking to him about his accomplishments and whatnot when he fucks up and dies or something. So I have very particular idea of how I want to play that game. The point is to have PC that can run it, because I had downloaded several times and it just doesn't want to run. No matter how much I like lower my settings, it just rolls out the first like 3 to 5 minutes of the game and crashes. And that's without me streaming. If I try to stream it, it's absolutely going to destroy my PC. So I can't. But yeah, that's gonna be another game that I'm gonna play. There's so many games I wanna play. Like my Steam library, like the part that is for you saving plan to play stuff, like wishlist, is like 600 games or something. No, I am actually edgy enough to play very messed up roles and do very messed up stuff in games. It's just that in particular for that character, I want to make him good, you know? I am like one of my favorite anime characters are manipulators and like fairly messed up people. So it's not like that I'm very like one of my favorite anime characters is Tokuchitoa. He's from the anime One Outs, and he's gambler turned baseball player who is manipulative and very much like most likely sociopath. If you like, to some extent, he's scarier than Kira, Light Yagami from Death Note, because of the way he does stuff. He never like. There is one scene where opposite team was trying to basically injure him, so he has to retire, and he grabbed a bat. He's a pitcher, but he had to be in the batting place for a scene, and basically swung purposely threw the bat at one person's head. I mean, I'm emo, I'm just very combined. I just like, for me, characters are very important for stories. And I again drifted to a topic that's not the game. I'm sorry for people who want me to just focus on the game, but I'm just not that type of streamer. I like to talk with chat. Let me finish this part. At the end of the stream, we're gonna talk a bit more. Especially when it comes to anime and manga, I can't talk for ages. Oh god. With the paper and an elegant fountain pen left on the counter, he strode forward and met you in the middle of the large room. It's not your fault, don't worry.
Hello.
Oh god, his voice. Welcome, Zero. I'm glad you could make it. Hey! You waved at him and smiled warmly. I hope you've been well. I'm ready to boogie, that sounds so funny. Yeah. The first one. Excellent. Baxter put a remote from his jacket pocket and clicked the button. A speaker system you hadn't noticed before cracked to life. Familiar music filled the room. He must have been busy to already have the songs that you had talked about yesterday ready. He took the remote back into his pocket and then Baxter turned his attention to you. He offered you his hand.
Well.
I'll lead, at least at first. We can switch later if you prefer. Oh my god, why is he like this? I really am tempted to play behind the scenes his role where he's the main character, but I know that he's way more complicated than Cove. From what I had seen from other people playing his role, he has very much problems with people. His role is more filled with drama and pain, which I both like but also no. His gesture felt grandly formal. He'd had enough performance practice to really feel as if he'd stepped out of a fairy tale ball. He took his hand, ready to get started. Oh god, don't make him go close to the fucking screen, Jesus. His fingers linked around yours, and he put his other arm across your back. Your other hand hovered awkwardly in the air. You weren't sure where to place it. His shoulder? His back? He noticed your confusion and directed you into a proper form for a slow dance. When you were comfortable, he guided you into the steps. You watched your feet, carefully following his lead. He was a good teacher and a reliable partner for dance. It didn't take long for you to start moving to the music, following the rhythm rather than worrying about what put when where. Baxter suddenly smirked, the twitch of his sleeves getting your attention immediately.
You know,
Oh, I recall that it wasn't just dance lessons I was available for, was it? I also offered to give you a ride whenever you needed them, didn't I? Oh my goodness, that. Imagine him flirting with Cove the same way. I. I think at some point he told us that he can use his car, but I'm not sure. Hopefully, I haven't let you down with that. It took a moment before you understood what he was talking about. You laughed, clear and bright. I think it's alright. We have our own cars now. Oh! He was talking about our childhood. Jesus, how you remember that? When we were teens, we were stuck, big group, our friends, Cove, Baxter, and me, and didn't have enough cars, so he took our friends instead of we taking them to the place. That's what he's referring to, because he was he suggested for me to enter the car too, but because Cove was very jealous at the time, I decided to stay with Cove instead. Boy, you have incredible memory. You remember something from like 15 to 20 years back. What the hell? Nice. My memory is so bad I barely remember my childhood. I don't know about that, but I know that he's bisexual. He flirted with me and Cove. So, yeah. And my character is identifying the same way I do. Which means that he doesn't care much about how people are. You were impressed he still remembered, but then again, you also remembered that it had been a particularly memorable summer all those years ago. Being firmly in the flow, the discussion died down. The only exchange was the music and the sound of your shoes on the sleek floor in time with each other's. Yeah, the game include when we met him first, he was very flirty, and some people were thinking that he's going after some of us, but it's just his character. He as a person is just flirt. I mean, I don't know. I don't think in this game, but they represent many stuff in general, so I wouldn't be surprised if in some way it's possible. There is a second game that I want to play from the same people, where your partner, or at least the person you can be partnered with, is a woman. So I'm gonna play that too. I plan to play it after we finish our life. It's gonna be fun. For the record, I myself don't have much of preferences, although I like guys way more. Like guys and non-binary people way more than girls. Only way I want to find out, they said. Oh god, okay, we're nearing the end of the stream. Soon it's gonna become too late for me to speak here. I have to finish drinking the Pilk thing. Oh my god. Okay. It's finished. It's horrible. I prefer to say the cringiest line possible than actually having to drink second cup of that thing. I hope my stomach is gonna be fine. It's so bad. I don't like how sweet it is. Jesus. I think if I drink more water, it's actually going to make me feel sick, because you know how things kind of start twirling around your stomach. Jesus. Okay. Do I want to ask him something? I mean, technically, I really want to ask him what happened. But I know that his life is kind of bad after that. I'm gonna ask him this. He faltered in his step, throwing the dance to a halt. He recovered quickly, his toes going back to precisely formed motions. His face still showed the strain of the upset. It's kind of strange how completely you disappeared after your vacation. Did something happen? He took a deep breath. Tremors went through his shoulders from the effort of keeping his perfect poise. I apologize for vanishing so totally and not even attempting to keep in touch. It was unkind. His lip twitched. It was closer to a grimace than anything resembling a smile, even though you thought that's what he was attempting. I didn't think it mattered at the time to end it completely at once. I felt sunset bird behind. At least that's what I thought myself, or rather, what I hoped would be true. I did. I wished her that when you and everyone there didn't see me and anyone anymore, that you'd never think of me again. You'd go on with your lives happily and I wouldn't factor into it. He paused again. How did music sound so much like cold silence? That doesn't make much sense to you, I imagine. Oh god, that boy really had the problems we didn't know about. Fuck. Baxter offered a one-shoulder shrug for your supposed trouble. Either this or this. Don't make yourself uncomfortable. If you don't feel like talking about it, I'm not gonna ask more. He shook his head, not taking your offer to bail on the conversation. It's the internal story of my life. I want to be liked, but I can't be important. A friend for a season, a planner at a wedding, that's me. I'm not like him. Oh god, that's sad. Oh my god. I had seen screenshots. From his storyline, and apparently from what it looked like, he had very hard time committing to people. That explains a lot. He just wants to be... that's so sad, bruh. Okay. Both his fiance, he stays, he tries. Clingy. I think your friends and family liked to joke. I never thought so. He didn't even care for me, but was willing to dance together to do a better job for his wedding. In life there are just someones, and then there is the one. You found your one, and I genuinely thrilled you did. And that he found his. All I want is to assist with that happiness and do not get in the way of it. But neither of us are here for our old relationship dynamic. That's ancient history. We don't need to get married in a past when the future is so bright. No, I think rather than that, I think that he genuinely has problems with connecting with people. He was using flirting with people as a way to connect with people, but in a very shallow way, probably because he is afraid to actually be close to people, from what he's saying. But yeah, I feel bad for him. I want to give him a hug. Baxter's tone was pointed with finality that was as much as he would say. The pace of the dance sped up, going back to what it had been before. You nearly stepped on his foot at the sudden change. Since he clearly was not going to discuss it more, you didn't attempt to pray for more details. This had gotten into incredibly personal territory. Yeah, it feels like that, like, genuinely. I really want to say this one, but I know that he wants to close the topic. What should I do? I really want to say that because I think that he's a good person that deserves to be important for somebody, but he also wants to close the topic, and I don't know what to do. Yeah, where is the hug button? I literally would have hugged him if that was an option. Get Patki. Okay, I'm just gonna listen to him since he doesn't want this to continue, but yeah, I feel bad for him. There is just wasn't any you could say that felt right. Baxter scowled his face, and for all the world appeared like the conversation had never affected him. Yeah, I think that he just is very guarded person, but he looks sad. He looks very sad. The acoustics of the room were, thank you for following. Also, thank you for the hydrate. My voice is dying. I kind of feel the aftertaste of that Pilk. That's horrible. The acoustics of the room were surprisingly good for dancing. The music was at good volume, and despite the flooring, the tapping of your steps didn't echo distractingly off the walls. Oh, is that showing for you too? I thought that it's showing only for me. It's made to be seen so I don't miss somebody in case. Because I don't see my screen, so I can't see when the notification pops up. I'm sorry if that's distracting for you guys. You both continued to dance, and the songs cycled through and back. Throughout played in your mind about the surrealness of reconnecting with Baxter again after all these years without contact. However, that was secondary to your goal of dancing well in your upcoming wedding, to the love of your life. It's very sad if we think about it, because he clearly wanted to stay connected, but he has some issues, and probably liked either me or Cove, one of the both, and just couldn't do anything about it. That's so sad, because like, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. Shit. It wouldn't be too much longer until you would be doing this with your husband. Yeah, I mean, love triangle. Technically, I mean, because he was flirting with Cove too, and you saw the way he was talking about Cove. He was sounding like the joke everybody made with Cove being clingy is something that he's envious about. So it could be both ways. Although in the DLC you play like his partner, you can be his partner in the DLC. I wouldn't put it aside as an option where he ends up with Cove. Not to mention that Cove is pansexual himself, so Cove is not restricted to who he likes. He just needs long time before he gets close to people. And the fact that he even stopped being worried about Baxter is saying that Baxter is not a bad person. But yeah, I want to learn how to lead because Cove is going to be the one who is going to walk down the aisle, and I think it's kind of logical for us to be the lead in the dance if Cove is walking down the aisle. Can I lead now? I was about to suggest that if you want to give it a try. You both rearranged your positions, and you are off across the floor. And I don't think that he ever directly actually did something. When we first... It's weird though. I see the messages on time and my own stuff are not late. I don't have... Oh, I have 1.4 frame drops, but that shouldn't affect the chat. That's weird. It's maybe a weird day for Twitch. I hope so. It was different from following Baxter, but it didn't take long for you to rediscover the right tempo. By the end of the session, night had fallen. You said goodbye to Baxter and Cove came to pick you up in the car. You mirrored his actions from earlier in the day, climbing into the passenger seat and clicking in your seatbelt. He took the opportunity to copy you as well. European internet, I mean, my internet is not bad, at least for my PC, but yeah, I am from Europe, so European internet sucks. So, how did it go? The amused sparkle in his eyes let you know that using your words was completely and utterly intentional. I would say it was nice. I'm not attempting to hide anything from Cove, it's just that I genuinely think that it was nice. It's just that we poked into Baxter trauma that we didn't know about to begin with, so... You enjoyed connecting with Baxter and couldn't wait to dance with Cove in the near future. Cove grinned widely, happy for you. I'm glad this was a good idea. Also, I got you something. Thanks, what did you pick? You craned your neck around to inspect the back seat. You saw a sack that hadn't been there when you left earlier, and Cove laughed. I bought some drinks while you weren't in there. I thought they'd be nice for a post-dance pickup. Cove better know how much you loved him, especially in moments like this. With the day arrangement taken care of, Cove pulled out to the empty lot and started to drive away. Next time you were scheduled to come by, it would be for the usual kind of office visit, not dancing required. You highly anticipated meeting back up with Baxter. You had a good feeling about where the wedding was going. When you arrived for your session that day, you noticed Baxter's foot was tapping against the floor in a steady rhythm. It seems the lessons from the day before were still on his mind. Hey, hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, nice to see you again. Without the work planning and effort think of the past, you're having your final appointment with Baxter. The two of you situated yourself on the purple couch in your normal spot. The Cove unable to treat the visit as anything near normal. His legs had stiffened from nervousness so badly that bending his knee was like the snap of two branches. He nearly fell onto the cushion. Baxter, on the complete opposite end of the comfort spectrum from Cove, smiled with a natural ease. Yeah, it's been 2 hours, and I'm really starting to have problems speaking, so I'm gonna try to finish this session with Baxter, and no matter where we are at, I'm gonna finish for today because it hurts when I try to speak. Like, I feel pain in my throat. I think it's because of yesterday, and I also haven't had time to kind of rest, so to speak, like my voice, although I slept most of the day today, so it's just weird throat day. Well, this is the last time we'll like to see each other until the day of your wedding. Are you feeling prepared? I think this is a good answer. After how many meetings and appointments we went through, definitely. I chorused. I'm gonna. Bob didn't react whatsoever, not to Baxter or you. He was frozen solid. Baxter ran his hands along the inside edge of his jacket and placed his most encouraging smile on his face.
To be honest,
In all honesty, you're both done beautifully. Your wedding will be an event to be proud of, and I'll be there to make certain it flows smoothly. Rest routine. Guys. I really feel bad for Baxter now, shit. All you need to do now is enjoy yourselves. Each line Baxter spoke chipped away at the frosted shell around Cove until it cracked. Your fiancé replied in a small voice. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Now. Having broken the ice, Baxter easily shifted back into work mode. He touched the tip of his fingers to a pile of paper on the desk to the side. I've got the details for the hotel for you here. I was able to book 2 standard single bedrooms for you and your parties to use to get ready in. The hotel is minutes from the ceremony venue, so you won't need to make a trip out there the morning.
Not bad.
Thanks, Baxter. You're good at this. Cove's admittance was almost embarrassed. He scratched at his cheek and shared a look with you. You remembered how hard a time the two of you had getting a room when you had come in Sunset Bird for your mom's anniversary. It was an ordeal. Both chuckled, knowing you were reminiscing over the same experience. Baxter accepted the compliment earnestly without prying. He leaned an elbow against the chair's armset and propped his head up against his hand. He does that a lot. He's putting his head, like holding his chin with his hand.
glad to hear it.
I'm glad to hear that. I do strive to be. He continued to relax, following up his prior motion with the cross of his legs. And I very much appreciate your great patience with the series of questions throughout this experience. I do still have yet one more topic I'd like to discuss. When you leave here, the wedding planning is over. Do either of you have an opinion on seeing you beloved before the ceremony? That was not something Kov has considered. He didn't have words to back the hastily interruption. Baxter smoothed it over by elaborating. I know some couples follow a tradition of completely cutting contact in lead up to the wedding, so it's reuniting when they come together for the ceremony. Others stay apart physically through communicate over the phone, and there are those who don't particularly participate in that whatsoever and stay with one another. I mean, it's so uncomfortable. I like to sit with both of my legs crossed, like, which is like not typical, and it's not very formal sitting. But I'm not formal person to begin with, so. This time Kov gave himself space to consider it, letting the concept sink in.
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't have plans to be away from Zero. You know, I like being around them when it's an option. But I guess maybe we could do that, if it's a special thing for weddings. He laughed briefly and sent Baxter a question on his own. You gonna make fun of me for being clingy now?
Never.
Dude, don't poke! Kov, don't say that. We just learned that the whole thing of him not being able to connect with people is sore spot. Oh, yeah. That was touche. Shit. You knew just how much Baxter meant that. Kov, however, didn't have the same context. Oh, okay. Yeah, pasty. Yeah, it's his cadence that makes it sound like he's flirting constantly. Kov gasped dramatically that Baxter would give him a pass, and his own fiancée wouldn't. When he stopped clutching his pearls, Kov instead put on a pout. You were charmed by both his unambiguous attachment to you and by how cute he genuinely was. But you made an effort to not be entirely distracted, and you gave an answer to the question at hand. Kov, would you mind staying separate in... Kov, would you mind staying in a separate hotel room? I think this is the best option. I like the reuniting thing as part of the weddings. So, Kov snorted indignantly. You called me clingy and now you want to call? Yeah, does that mean you're not going to answer? Kov's shoulders and head swung down in sync. His taut stance deflated like a balloon. No, I want you to call me. Kov shuffled the balls of his feet against the carpet, all the while glancing over at you bashfully. You held on to his sweet gaze as long as you could. You are going to have to do without it for a while soon. Off to the side, Baxter watched the two of you from his spot of the office chair. The fondness in his expression for you and Kov had tripped past his usual professional distance. He's so happy for us, but also he's sad because he left and nothing happened. Oh my god, okay. Not wanting to ruin the moment, he spoke in a soft voice.
Perfect.
Very good. Everything is settled then? From there, the rest of the meeting was spent going over final details and the whole plan step by step. Baxter wanted to make sure we were on the same page and prepared for the event ahead. He shared amusing anecdotes of past weddings he'd planned, some highlighted that actual potential pitfalls you could intentionally avoid, and other were on in million debacles. Wow. The most unbelievable was a story of a particular orchard ceremony for the year before. The stage was set with flowers, a walkway, seating, and wooden arch at the end. He was looking on in a final survey, primed for a guest to arrive, when out of control truck with a backed full of apples drove straight through. How the fuck that even happened? What the hell? Oh my god, what? The driver was unharmed when he got the truck to stop at the couple were still married, albeit in a much simpler arrangement, but Baxter distantly remembered the almost comedic surrealness of it. Imagine that, what the fuck? I'm glad that no one got hurt, but bruh, that's funny. Seeing a complete wedding and then having it flattened back to the ground in the blink of an eye was something he never expected or hoped to experience. While the planner took out in recollection, Cove leaned over to ask if you thought there'd be any reason a food truck might happen to be at your venue. You were pretty sure there wasn't. I knew that Cove is gonna take it fully seriously and got panicked that that's gonna repeat again. That's so funny. The stories and laughter continued until the end of the appointment. It reminded you of the final day of class before summer vacation. Technically you were still in school, but everyone was eager for the fun to begin. Then goodbyes were exchanged as usual, with promises to see each other soon, like there had been every time you visited. However, when you left the office, you had to wonder if you would ever go back there again. When you saw Baxter next, it would be at the wedding location. Maybe you would return someday if you and Cove decided to renew your vows and need a planner again. I won't I want to stay friends with him. I feel bad joking coming. That joke can hurt people who are in wheelchairs, but also I understand the joke. Yeah, I want to be friends with him. Under a white, starry sky, you and Cove hopped into his car to head back. Despite having done it many more times before, it felt completely different that time. After the click of seatbelts being snapped into place, there was a silence in the cab. None of the boisterousness from minutes ago had come along with you. Cove's expression was pensive as he rounded the curb and got the car out onto the street. A gentle rumbling resonated over you for wheels rolling across tarmac. That was the only word he managed to articulate before his mouth clamped up tight again. He had an internal struggle made visible, and ultimately he made enough space with it to finally smile. Right now I have a lot going in my head. You probably guessed that. There's so much I want to say to you about us and what's happened, all of this. But it would probably make more sense if I said it during the wedding, right? His voice dropped to a complete whisper, but his grip on the steering wheel intensified. It's so close now. Cove took a deep breath through his nose, allowing the fingers to loosen again. that was followed by him answering his own question.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Pretend this didn't happen. Poor guy. I hate some of the answers are very mean. Yeah. I wish I could like hug him or something, like touch his hand. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Everyone needs therapy. More like he's really emotional. I don't know if you had seen it, but when I proposed to him, he was crying, and way back when I asked him out for the first time, he was crying. Thank you for the hydrate. Thanks, you're always nice to me. That warmed you inside. Nothing felt better than knowing he could rely on you. But there's a lot of other things I've been thinking about too. Like the fact that they're the last moments of our lives together, not being married. After this, I'll be your husband and you'll be my spouse. Unbelievable. Aww. Twisting in your seat, you let the side of your face rest against the back of the chair. You rested there at the end of such a long project, watching your almost husband as he continued to drive ahead. The two of you were moving forward, full of hope and anticipation for the very near future. After days, weeks, years of waiting to commit yourself to the love of your life, the morning of your wedding arrived. And we're stopping here. Wait, I'm first gonna save and answer your question. I also have to change scenes for our chatting portion. And let me close the game. I hope my voice is okay when I had to change the volume of the background. Since this is DLC, the waiting is DLC is not originally part of the game. It's not specified how long it took for us to get married. When I proposed to him, we were 23. But the DLC comes without specific time skip, so it can't be the same year, it can be years after that. But given that we were couple from our 90, I told him that I like him when we were 19, and we became couple at that time, and then purposely put 1 year off, not deciding what to do with our future, to stay together in the same city, and then both moved out to another city for his work. But yeah, I'm not sleepy, but my voice is dying, so I talk very quietly. Yeah. Our life with Cove didn't have much drama. The story with Baxter for sure is gonna be way sadder and with way more problems. But there were things like when we were 19 and he was planning to change places, we had the whole conversation with, can we hold distant relationship and whatnot, which was kind of sad moment. But yeah, technically, considering that we liked each other from when we were 13, 14, we just didn't say anything for years, and everybody knew. All people around us were kind of just waiting for us to do something about it. But yeah. So let me see who I can send you guys to. I wish our chatting portion to be longer, but I literally can't speak more. I'm barely holding my voice enough to make properly articulated words. So let me see. Let me see where we can go. Let me see. Oh. Let me see. Sadly, we're the only one who is playing that game, so we're gonna go with something else. Oh, you fall asleep. That's nice. Then I'm going to send you to. Oh, both of them are drawing. Huh. I rarely send you guys to a real streamer, like somebody who is using their actual face. So I'm just going to send you. I'm just gonna send you to Leo Simzy. She's playing Sims 4. She's a flash tuber and a very nice person. It's cozy out on her side constantly, so if you want to start sleeping again, it's gonna be easy. Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna see each other on Saturday, and we're gonna see what we're gonna play together. Probably Misao, maybe Undertale, I'm gonna see. But we're gonna start Undertale next week for sure. Like, just don't forget that you're gonna be able to vote for Misao or Undertale after the stream ends. You're gonna have 1 day to vote, so if you go to sleep. Yeah. Thank you very much for today. It was fun chatting with you, more than actually playing the game. I'm sorry if some of the lurkers prefer, me playing more than talking, but it is what it is. Also, thank you for the 2 follows. It was very nice for you guys to join us. Yeah, don't say sorry. It's my fault if it's fault at all. I just like talking with you, chat. But yeah, don't forget to hydrate. Don't forget to take care of yourself, and we're gonna see each other on Discord and on the next stream on Saturday. Bye!